Hello and welcome everybody to episode 96 of the GGG Podcast. I'm Paul, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Phil. We got a good show for you today. We're going to be talking lots of Xbox stuff with the all the Game Pass news, and then they're going to be offering games with ads. Might be selling some companies out of EA. Maybe Bioware potentially has a way out. Maybe we can't have a Mass Effect game. And then, of course, for the main topic, we are talking Ghost of Yotei, which has been dominating gamer social media this week. Has been dominating my weekend. So I know Phil's been playing it as well. Phil, how are you doing this week? Do you have? I know you had to go see the doctor, but hopefully you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I am recovering today from knee surgery. And yesterday I had the surgery, so pretty freshly recovering. Doesn't hurt too bad. For the sake of the show, I'm not taking pain pills. None. No, wow. I actually. I'm not, because they gave me opioids. They just a little for the podcast listeners. I was like, you know what? Unless the pain gets real bad, I'm not going to mess around in the opioid pond.
Damn. All right. So you take it like ibuprofen then or something?
I'm just drinking some water. I'm gonna save the Norcos for parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll wait till Friday.
Let's be real. Yeah. No, I've been doing pretty well though. Playing lots of games. Luckily, while I'm down in recovery time. It kind of came at just the perfect time for me because Ghost of Yotei released. This week we got Battlefield 6. The next week, Pokemon Legends ZA. The end of the month we got Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which we'll talk about as we get closer to it, and Arc Raiders, which, based on everything I've heard, is one of the best extraction shooters around. So I'm excited to try that, even though I'm not sure extraction shooters for me. All that to say, I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Yotei and a lot of Digimon Time Stranger.
Yeah.
Which I guess now is the good time to talk about it.
Yes, it is.
I'm like, we don't have anything on this. Why would we? It has been, I think, amongst Digimon fans, there are dozens of us out there. It has been a pretty successful launch, and it has been like an exciting thing because people are actually talking about it. I do think this game will probably supplant Pokemon Legends ZA a little bit. Because it is a classical turn-based game. There's more monsters. You're kind of more involved with how they grow. The new Pokemon Legends ZA game looks... I mean, it's a Legends game, so it's a departure for the series, but it doesn't seem like it's doing anything too new except for cooldowns, which is weird. But, yeah, aside from that, I've been having a lot of fun with it, like talking to my Digimon and like having them develop different skills. That's a cool thing. Digimon can talk. It's sick. They develop like different skills and different attributes faster, so you can evolve them what you want to evolve them into. The story itself is kind of Persona-like, in as much as I haven't been able to skip. I am skipping through every bit. I don't as someone who likes Digimon and Monster Tamer games. Just the sort of animification vibe of like, we're hanging out in Tokyo. Not for me. As soon as we got to the digital world, I cared what people had to say. Because they're Digimon. They're not the little anime guys. So, yep. Great game. I would rate it very highly if you are into monster battlers, tamer, collectors type of game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been getting pretty good reviews. Yeah, it's a bold claim saying it's better than the latest Pokemon, so... I
mean, I don't know. The Pokemon game hasn't come out yet, but everything that I've seen about it, I'm like, ooh, really? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we've seen from Nintendo, they're trying to win the legal battle instead of just making a better game, so...
Yeah, they picked a pretty interesting strat there. There is a bit of controversy around this game that I want to point out because I think it sucks.
Okay.
There is a thing that you could do called like these outer dungeons within the game where you go out and you can kind of like just go in there to train. You fight tons of random Digimon to get XP. You fight another dungeon, you can get gold like crazy. Another dungeon, you can get like material items that you need for crafting. But they are in the game from the very beginning, but you have to pay an additional $8 to unlock them. Like, it is DLC that launched with the game. That, like, it's like a pay to win in a single player game, which is really strange to me.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that a
Yeah.
lot.
Bandai Namco, let's go.
Woo!
So that is the first major downside, and that seems like not the devs. That seems like the company was like, "Hey, you want to make an extra?" There is a $105 version of this game that you can buy that doesn't come with that DLC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. Squeezing their players. 100 that's crazy that you so is that like the ultimate edition, or is there any version that comes with that DLC?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty nuts.
Huh. Well, I don't know. From the way it sounds, I mean, you obviously, I have not played it, but from the way it sounds, do you want to be buying that to kind of cheat your way through the game? Because that's what it kind of feels like.
That's what I've heard. Is it seems like it cheapens the vibe of everyone who's, and there's a lot of mostly negative reviews on Steam about it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, there should be, like, I bought the Ultimate Edition, this isn't in there.
Right.
And someone else said this cheapens the feel of the game because you could just go in there and grind until you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes grinding shorter, but you could also just auto battle your way through a lot of things in this game. So it's pretty strange.
Very strange indeed. Yeah, well, for me, I've been playing tons of Ghost of Yotei, obviously, and then playing some Jump Space, which has been fun. They've released, I think, 7 hotfixes for the game, so I think any of the performance issues that it launched with are pretty much over, at least for me. I have had no issues running the game, and it runs a lot smoother now, so that's great. And then there's going to be their first major patch at the end of October, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, very, very fun. And then I've been still playing some finals. They have a silly event going on right now called Heaven or Else, and it is a silly game mode where everybody plays as a heavy with a spear, and all damage does like knockback damage. So you're
that's cool.
Poking somebody, you're on like this hanging arena, and it looks all heavenly and like, you know, like really fine white marble, and then below it is lava to like be heaven and hell. And so the point is
you're king of the hill, pretty much.
Yes, and you're trying to just knock people off of the arena. I don't even think you can kill them any other way. So it's all about just knocking people off the arena. It kind of feels like a little bit of a Smash Bros in the finals.
That's cool.
So, but very hectic. I've played it a lot and lost a lot, and I'm just like, I'm just trying to get the event.
How many players can be on there at once?
In that mode, it's a 5v5. So it's
okay, not too chaotic, but still chaotic.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been having fun with that. But yeah, you were just talking Bandai
Namco, baby.
Yes, there we go. Bamco. Bandai Namco also has a release this week, and that is Little Nightmares 3 from Supermassive Games. I didn't know that Bandai Namco was publishing this, but yeah, Little Nightmares 3 is coming out the same day as Battlefield 6, and if you're unfamiliar with it, it is a cooperative platformer, but like a horror puppet creepy platformer that you can play. What's interesting about this is that you can play solo with an AI companion, so you still have like 2 characters that you're moving around, but you can play by yourself, so that relieves the part of having to rope a friend into playing this with you. But yeah, you can play online as well. It looks pretty interesting. It's not necessarily my vibe of game, but if you like creepy puppets, this is right up your alley and right in time for the Halloween mood to set in. So doing okay on the reviews.
I will not be playing this haunted looking game.
Yeah, probably me neither. But it looks at least artistically well done.
I think if I was into horror games, I'd be so like. I think the different take on a horror game that this is brilliant. It kind of reminds me of Inside.
Sure.
Where it's like a little bit more artsy, but the creatures, it seems like you're like almost gnome children, and you're in like a real world that is horrified. So like there's like a butcher. I've seen like a butcher or like a teacher, and they're all mangled and terrifying looking, like Tim Burton-esque. Seems great, but I would die.
Who's the antagonist in the first Toy Story?
Sid.
Sid. It seems like all of these creatures were designed by Sid. That's what it seems like.
Or to quote the most recent episode of Peacemaker, the next door boy from Toy Story. Have you been watching Peacemaker?
Yes, I have. I'm all caught up.
Thank God. Okay, good. I don't want to talk about it on the show because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers. All right. Also coming out this week, Battlefield 6. Lots of people were obviously very impressed during the open beta, us included. It looks like it's going to be the best Battlefield that has come out for a long time, even with EA's acquisition last week that we talked about for our main topic. Seems like a lot of people are still going to buy Battlefield 6, and I think we're going to do that as well. I will say this is probably going to be the last EA game that I buy. And so we got a little bit of more news about the acquisition from the Saudi Arabian PIF. And that is that their intention with the company is to make most of the game production AI game production, which I absolutely hate. But that is how they're going to cut costs, is they're going to be turning a lot of their workforce into just AI. And something I really want to point out to people who have not been following Battlefield 6 until the open beta came out, one of the reasons Battlefield 6 felt so good is because for the first time, EA set up this program where they hired more game testers than they have ever hired. And they've also invited private people who donate their time to playing the game and play testing the game. And that's how they got the gameplay to a point where it actually feels good again, because they had people playing the game and testing it. So I really don't like the idea that they're like, hey, we found success after we hired all these people and we did all this play testing for people, and now we're going to take it and we're going to have it run everything through an AI. So not really excited about that. But as we talked about, Battlefield 6 was developed and made ready well before this acquisition happened.
One of the last great multiplayer shooters developed by humans, probably.
Yes.
How good are we with the bleep tool?
I can bleep.
Saudi Arabia, man. On multiple levels. Sorry about that. That sucks. That sucks that they want to make more AI games. There's been these ads. I don't know if you are on YouTube as often as I am. But apparently one of them ran before an NBA game for this company called Kalshi that allows you to bet on stuff.
Oh boy.
And they released one of the first, they're a smaller company. I think they paid like $22,000 or something to buy ad space in front of an NBA game. And Kalshi allows you to bet on
whatever,
how many balls are in a ball pit, whatever stupid shit.
Sure.
Damn, two cursors. My bad podcast. My bad, Paul.
It's okay, you're in pain.
Yeah, I'm recovering. I'm doped up.
Mm-hmm.
But their ads are completely AI, and I was trying to look at their ads because they're so I was searching for them online because they are so technically lifelike. The people look correct, but so just unnerving because of how fake and ridiculous. AI doesn't get the normal people things. So I was looking it up, and somebody made a video about oh yeah, Kalshi's really doing a smart thing here. They're going where the market is, and they save so much money in this commercial so they could pay to buy ad space. And I was like, that's why are we getting robots to do the jobs that people want to do?
Yeah. And
not getting robots to do the job that people don't want to do. Have it do my taxes. That seems right up its alley.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel
no offense, tax accountants. I will come to you, but still.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'm grateful that Battlefield 6 was developed using a lot of people. But yeah, very, very disappointing to hear. And we'll talk about EA. Actually, let's Well, first of all, I forgot this
Yeah.
part. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening
Yeah.
to the audio only version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, follow us over there as well. Let's get into the news and let's move some things around. We were just talking about EA, so let's start out with that. So part of the EA acquisition, there's some rumors floating around that EA might be selling off some of their companies based on how profitable they are. And people are wondering if Bioware is going to be up for sale, seeing how Dragon Age Veilguard didn't do that well sales-wise. And it hasn't really had like a banger in a while. Probably the last one being Dragon Age Inquisition. So I would absolutely love if Bioware was sold. Do you see this happening, Phil? I mean, this feels like a no-brainer. BioWare is not going to align ideology-wise with the owners, the Saudi Arabian owners. So this seems like a company you'd want to sell. Is there a match out there? Is there a company that you think would buy them?
I don't want this to be the case, but listen, I'll take it.
Okay.
Microsoft, I know you're trying to buy everything. And there is no fate worse than EA buying something, honestly, for a develop. Like, I feel like at least BioWare, or if Microsoft buys BioWare, they'll be like, dude, make Mass Effect. We don't care. Just get it out by this date. I feel like that is the most likely because... And Microsoft has stopped buying up studios, but I think it's such a prestigious name that I could see them, like, pulling it off the shelf. PlayStation would be a really cool buy.
Yeah.
Granted, the first Mass Effect game was an Xbox exclusive, so I could see there being like some tie over there.
Yeah, but I mean, unless you're an old fuddy-duddy like us, you don't even remember that. So,
but hey, Phil Spencer's the guy calling all the shots over there, and he's an old fuddy-duddy like us. He's one of them. Outside of that, I mean, I could see a lot of different companies at least expressing interest or buying like the name and the IP, and there's a lot of even smaller companies who I think could make a great Mass Effect game in Unreal 5 and like for a fraction of the cost that EA was planning on making it.
Sure.
You know?
What do you think of...
What about...
well, I mean, I really don't want Xbox to buy them. Not because I'm fine, like, if they do a good job with it. I just... From everything that I've seen with Xbox, they buy companies and then they slowly close them over time. So that's kind of how Xbox does things. They buy it for the status. And, you know, I think like companies like Bethesda have had more success than BioWare as of late, even with, you know, Starfield not doing that well. So like, I think this is a better fit for PlayStation, just because BioWare is focused on single player, big story games. Like Ghost of Yotei, like God of War and Horizon and The Last of Us. I feel like it fits into PlayStation's market of we're going to make an epic single player story game. So I don't know if Sony has the cash to go do that. They certainly don't have as much cash as Microsoft has, but I think that that's probably the best fit. Although I will say, if Sony does buy BioWare, I want them to keep the games that BioWare puts out multi-platform. They need to release on PC. They need to release on Xbox. So I'm not saying Sony's the perfect fit just so they can do some exclusivity thing. So yeah. And you know, they bought Bungie, and Bungie still comes out on everything, or you know, all the Destiny stuff and everything like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it if one of those two got their hand. I think Sony, and just based on the timing, they have what is that game? Exoprofit, with the new Naughty Dog game?
Intergalactic. The
Intergalactic.
Prophet Heretic.
Yes, being kind of a space, I'm sure, action RPG or action game with RPG elements.
Yeah.
That might be a little bit like tied up in the crosshairs, but they don't really have anything on the sort of like straight fantasy RPG angle. They've got kind of God of War, but I think that could fit in their market pretty well. I don't think of that many other like huge Western developers that would be super interested or have the capital probably to take it off EA's hands.
I mean, what about Larian, who made Baldur's Gate 3? Obviously much smaller company, but they had a lot of success with Baldur's Gate. They're not interested in doing another Baldur's Gate. They're interested in moving on to something else. You know, this is in the genre, but a little bit more action oriented and probably a lot less work as far as all of the branching paths that you get in a Baldur's Gate game. Could you see them being interested in this? Probably at the right price, I guess.
I could see them definitely buying. I could see them buying the Mass Effect. Like if they get stripping down to parts,
right?
For real, I could see them buying the Mass Effect title and making a Baldur's Gate but Mass Effect game, which would go hard as a mother father.
Yeah.
If they really want to do that, that would be probably the dream scenario. Like Larian is one of the greatest developers out there, in my opinion, in terms of they take their time, they work hard on their games. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough time out there. Maybe Ubisoft, but aren't they in the middle of being sold or bought? Or
I mean, I don't think they're currently being sold, but they are in the process of shrinking their. Yeah, but I mean that's obvious from Ubisoft. They have too many. They have an office every country on the planet. Like enough.
Yeah,
you guys, you're not.
You go to any city and you see an old Ubisoft office with like
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also a tidbit more for this story. So Bioware seems to be the main company that's rumored that will be sold, or similar to what you just said, Phil, like chopped up into its IPs, where it's like, oh, we're going to sell this company Mass Effect, we're going to sell this company Dragon Age, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
However, their sports department seems like it's going to be pretty safe, as well as Maxis, which makes The Sims. Those are the two most profitable areas in EA. So those are going to be probably held on to by the new owners.
Let me just look up something.
Okay.
When did Maxis last make a game?
The Sims 4, bro.
That was their last game?
I'm pretty sure. Like, they've just been making DLC for The Sims 4, like, indefinitely.
It came out in 2014. It has been 11 years since Maxis has made a game, and they're still that profitable. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen how many DLCs? And they're like Nintendo with those DLCs. They don't lower the price. You know, maybe they're $3 off for a Christmas sale or something like that.
Sims 4 is the Taylor Swift of video games. I'm ready to move on.
Okay. All right, let's move on. So some good news for the Expedition 33 fans out there. You're going to be getting some new DLC, and it sounds like it's going to be probably another act to the game. So that's pretty cool. Probably not as lengthy as, the most lengthy. I think Act 2 is the most lengthy act in Expedition 33.
Act 2 is crazy long. Act 2 is the whole game pretty much.
Yeah. But you're getting a new area to explore. There's going to be new enemies and new bosses to face. Unfortunately, they did not reveal when this stuff would be coming out, so we don't know if it's going to make it before the end of this year or not. But the DLC is going to be free. You do not have to pay for it.
That's huge.
So that is freaking awesome. So good for them. I think this is a little bit of a move to remind people that the game came out this year and be like, hey, remember us when it's Game of the Year time. So I think that's what this is.
I was about to say the same exact thing. I think that is their move. I think it's a smart move because Expedition 33 for me is still the front runner game of the year. We'll talk more about Ghost of Yotei and how good it is. But that game, I just really picked me up, wrapped me up in a little story bundle and wouldn't let me go. Yeah. And I feel like there's been a lot of great games this year, but so much has happened this year, both in the world and in the world of games, that it could be easy to forget that Expedition 33 was this year and not 600 years ago because of the state of time.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm very excited for free DLC and another act, and seeing as how much they craft a story and everything with their characters, from mocap to builds. I'm excited to get more of that game.
Yeah, It's awesome. I'm glad that they're pumping it through. I've played a little bit more of it this week. Still haven't finished it.
Okay.
But I understand the big reveal now. So I'm happy I at least know what's going on.
We'll have to talk more about it once we end the recording because I want to hear hear about your thoughts. But
it's what. Okay, let's get back to Xbox news. So the day after we recorded the podcast last week, this news broke. So it's a little bit of old news, but we got a lot of internet reactions to this, and that is
Bill Spencer was waiting. He knew that we were gonna.
Yeah.
He knew that we would talk about it.
Exactly. So Xbox announced that they would be having a price hike on their Xbox Game Pass, probably the most successful thing in the Xbox world right now. And this is a pretty significant price hike. And this comes along, Microsoft has been in the news a lot this year. Many layoffs for many of their, smaller companies that they own. As I was talking about, worried that Bioware would end up there. So many layoffs have happened. There have been hardware price increases. They've announced game price increases to $80. And now we get the Game Pass price increase. And this is a pretty big increase, especially if you're looking at the Ultimate Edition. So the Ultimate Edition for Game Pass is up by 50%. So now it is $30 a month, which is probably too much. At least for me, it was too much. I have the PC Game Pass, so mine was $11.99, and I think it went up to $16.50, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is comparatively, just so we know what we're talking about here, and let it be known, I think that Xbox Game Pass is the better subscription over PlayStation Plus, but comparatively, the ultimate tier of Xbox Game Pass is now going to cost $360 a year, whereas the PlayStation Plus Premium, which is the highest tier of PlayStation Plus, only costs $160. So it's a difference of $200 a year.
That's nuts.
That's pretty steep. I will say you do get first-party launches on Xbox Game Pass. That is worth mentioning. So I still think the value of that contributes to something. But being $200 more expensive per year than your closest competitor, that's pretty steep. So
that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
There's an interesting because I feel like even with PlayStation, the premium one is a fine get, but it's mostly you're getting that to play PS2, PS1, PS3.
You're getting
PS4 games.
The streaming service that they offer.
Yeah,
where you can play from the cloud and everything. Yeah.
But really, you probably just want to pay for the $120 one. That is,
extra.
It gets you extra, and it gets you a bunch of extra games that you could just download on your PS Plus catalog.
Yeah, that's what I have is extra,
and that's great. I always pop in there and I'm like, oh, they added this game, they added that game.
Yeah.
But Rogue Prince of Persia on release was on there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, for PC, it's just under the threshold. I'm still gonna hold on to it because there's a couple of I want to play the upcoming Outer Worlds
2, yeah.
Outside Lands, Outer Worlds 2. I'm
I'll Border BioShock 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to play that game and a couple other things that are coming out, and I'm like, okay, no, Xbox will have these. This will be fine. But I think $20 is the price point for me where I'm like, that's too much, and they're getting close.
Right.
If you're playing on an Xbox and you're paying an extra $30 a month, that is, you could just then every 2 months get a new game that you fully want to play that's brand new.
Yeah.
If that's not in the list of games that they get automatically. To Xbox's credit, if you have the PC version that I have, or if you have the Ultimate, I believe you get EA games, so EA Play, and I think on the console version you get a Ubisoft Connect or something. You get the thing that gets you a whole different library of games over there.
Right.
I have to double check on that, but there is a lot to it, but we knew this price hike was coming because it's been such a good deal for a long time
Yeah.
that it's everyone's just sort of been waiting for this other shoe to drop. And I think, prices on everything are going up right now exponentially. So it's yeah, it's about time, and also sucks.
I mean, I agree that the prices were not sustainable with having your first party just be available like that.
Yeah.
I think this is too much of a price hike, though. I think that, take your time getting there, because like how many thousands of people got laid off from Microsoft this year? It's like you cost saved that way. And like the thing is, Phil, so there's three tiers of Xbox Game Pass. So there's the highest tier, which is $360 a year. The second tier is $180, and the lowest tier is $120. The second tier is more expensive than the highest tier of PlayStation Plus. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, so I understand that the price wasn't sustainable, and I understand like there are people who are going to pay this, and that's fine. But for me, if I'm in charge of Microsoft, their gaming division of Xbox, and I'm like, the best thing that we're doing right now is Game Pass. Game Pass is keeping us relevant. It is our number one selling thing. I don't want to mess with that too much all at once. And I think that this price hike was just a little bit more than it needed to be. And this is a little bit more greed than like, because if they if they were going, even if it was $300, like we'd be still comparing that to PlayStation's, which is $160, and it would still be a crap ton more money, but like, so I don't know.
I think that I bet you this was like a board decision type of thing where because I think outside of this, I was trying to track to my brain what else is making Xbox money and Microsoft money specifically, and that is Activision, Call of Duty. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, when they have their big games released, that is pulling in a chunk of Xbox's money, because I feel like a majority of people don't have Game Pass, so they're gonna buy those games. That's what's gonna sell to the most consoles, gonna get proliferated, and I know those games are expensive to make. Right. So I don't know the exact numbers if that makes more money. So I feel like it was either raise the cost more on that type of game, like sell your games for more, or sell Game Pass for more. And the board was like, well, we don't want to make games more, even though that's sort of like the way the market is going and has already gone a little bit.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we'll just give people that are already on the hook. And I think I agree with you. It's definitely the wrong decision. Like, don't do this so fast. Slow down. But
yeah. We couldn't have just gone $25 a month instead of $30.
Well, speaking of greed,
yeah,
let's talk about the next thing Xbox is doing.
Oh boy.
So they want to have free games with ads, which, listen, I already pay for games with ads in them sometimes, and I don't feel great about it, but it happens.
Yep. Yes, it does.
But don't do more of it.
Well, yeah, so Microsoft has announced that they're going to be debuting a version of Xbox Game Pass that is free. You paid no subscription, but you will have to watch ads in order to play, to have this lower tier of Xbox Game Pass. They haven't given away any specifics on how they would implement this. I think this is both good and bad. Because when you create games with ads, companies are really incentivized to just keep you playing the game indefinitely, because they can start making money off you through the more of the ads that you watched. So I hate this, as it fuels the giant capitalist machine of we have to monetize every single little thing. I will say there's probably some kids out there who are going to benefit from this, who are like, my parents can't afford to buy me, the brand new game, but I can have free Game Pass if I'm willing to sit through ads and stuff like that. I'm really just curious on how are they going to implement ads, within games. Do you have any theories on how they would do that, and what for specific genres of games, when is it going to be appropriate to have an ad?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think between any sort of like level load, depending on the game.
Right.
Probably, let's say we're doing Outer Worlds 2.
Hmm.
If once you get in your ship and you travel to a different planet, probably an ad.
Yeah.
On death and reload, probably an ad.
Hmm.
I mean, if you look at the mobile market, right, that's how they do a lot of their ads. Like, you can skip this if you pretend to play this game for a minute. Like, I'm guessing, like, between level advancement, going from one place to another in a game that requires a loading screen, hopefully not in and out of buildings, because then Skyrim will be absolutely loaded with ads. But, yeah, I think it's going to be something like that. They will just stop the game. And I'm sure you could probably insert something into the file of the game relatively easily to,
Hmm.
like, put a gate there. Um, but I think this is pretty bad because it will get more people to consider the fact that they could put ads in games and start
Yeah.
putting
That
ads in games that we pay for.
Yeah, it's more the precedent that it sets that I'm worried about. Like you just
Yeah.
said. And for me, when you do this, then you reorient how people are developing games. It's kind of like when you're writing for television. Oh, I'm writing this knowing that there's going to be an ad here.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I'm making this game knowing that there's going to be an ad here.
Mhm.
And I would, from all the horrificness that algorithms do, I would be surprised if when you die, you'd have to watch an ad, because that seems to like a negative thing is happening. And then on top
Uh,
of that, I think that would get players off of the game. I think it'll really be based on like, it's been 10 minutes. You've been playing this game for 10 minutes. You got to watch an ad if it's a single
mhm.
player game. And then I think if it's like a multiplayer game,
Between matches.
yeah, between matches, or it's like if you want to matchmake, before you matchmake, you have to watch this ad, kind of a
Hmm.
thing. Or like the match is over, you have to watch this ad. Oh, you force quit out of the game, you didn't finish watching the ad. You got to finish watching the ad before you get back into the game.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. Again, I think there is a sliver of good in
Good.
this
Yeah.
for people, especially kids, who don't have parents that can afford, that kind of thing. So the sliver of good, but in general, I don't like the precedent that this sets. So yeah.
Yeah.
This all seems in line with Microsoft just trying to, drag and hoard more money.
Hmm.
So yeah. All right. Let's move right along. So we got some Assassin's Creed news, Phil, or we
Oh
don't.
yeah.
We do, but we don't.
We have news about something that's not happening.
Oh, excellent.
So apparently Ubisoft was developing a post-Civil War Assassin's Creed game, but then canceled it because America's too uh, uh, no more curse words, silly right now. America's acting a fool, and we can't have good things because of it. No, so let me talk about the premise of the game first,
Okay.
and then we can get into why the cancellation happened.
Okay.
So it's takes place in Reconstruction America between the 1860s and 70s,
Post
just
Civil
after the
War.
American Civil War. Yeah.
Yeah.
The character that you play as is a black man who's formerly enslaved in the South, then got free and moved to the moved to the West, and then gets recruited by the assassins to come back and fight the emergence, pretty much, of the KKK. So, yeah, you be a black guy killing KKK members is one of the coolest game concepts I've ever heard. Because I know if you played Red Dead Redemption 2, when you showed up and you saw the clan hanging out somewhere, you had to make the really tough decision of, do I get to shoot them all now, or should I watch them kill themselves? Because both were very funny. Um, sorry, YouTube. Should I watch them unalive themselves? Both very funny. Uh, but according to five current and former Ubisoft employees who spoke with GameFile, they said the game was canceled, I think, in July of last year because the American climate was too political, the country's too unstable. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They were worried about all the negative PR.
Hmm.
And I guess they already dealt with a lot of crap from Assassin's Creed Shadows. So they were probably like, we don't want to go through this
Yeah.
again. Unwarranted crap.
Unwarranted. It's just, we'll talk about that, I guess, a little bit too about Ghost of Yotei as well.
Yeah.
But there's some unwarranted crap getting flung in it. But yeah, it's this is a bummer because like I do like Assassin's Creed games, and I like Assassin's Creed games that take a bit more of a swing. Like Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think was a nice big change, bit of a departure from the last their previous game. So yeah, I don't know. I am excited that hopefully this game gets picked back up, but bummed that this is the news that we got about this very cool sounding game.
Yeah, I mean that sounds awesome. It definitely gives me like a very Django Unchained Tarantino vibe. My only question would be is like I was tentative about this with Assassin's Creed 3 when it took place during the American Civil War, and it was like how are guns going to change the gameplay? And if it's during the Reconstruction era after that, you would think that guns would be more intertwined into the gameplay than they ever had been before. But I guess Assassin's Creed Syndicate the most modern Assassin's Creed that you know of? And it was that 1700s?
It might be. I think it's not.
He's digging through his files.
I'm digging through the files. What was the French Revolution one?
Unity.
Unity. That was before Syndicate, most likely?
I mean, it came out before Syndicate in history. I think it was before it in history as well.
Okay, yeah. Then it might be Syndicate might be the most recent one.
Yeah.
And that one, they had that one. It kind of, I think it fell on some rough times. People seem to like it, but I couldn't find my footing.
I mean, I think it was a fine game. I did play it a bit, but I think at that point people were just hitting Assassin's Creed fatigue. It was too many games in too short of a period. You wait a little bit, but we had an Assassin's Creed coming out every year, and people were getting.
That's true.
So, but yeah, I'm. That game sounds awesome. The one you were describing before, post Civil War, ex-slave fighting for the assassins. That sounds awesome, and it's really discouraging to hear that they were so afraid of the PR because that would have been too much of a sensitive topic. I don't think that should be a sensitive topic at all.
It is very weird what is considered a sensitive topic nowadays. Or it's like, you can't say these people that we've all historically learned because they did bad things were bad.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Good.
Well, let's get into more controversy, or not really. I don't know. The controversy is a joke over this, and that is our main topic, which is Ghost of Yotei. I've been playing the living crap out of this game. Phil, you've been playing it too. I am vibing hard. I'm like addicted to playing it. It's pretty bad.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's an excellent game is the problem. It's just too damn good. The fact that you can walk into a town full of like enemy samurai or enemy whatever Ronin or gang members and just play like the cool wolf song on your little guitar, and then maybe your wolf shows up and you start murdering everyone in the town in the coolest samurai duel ever. This game rocks. It rules. Compared to Ghost of Tsushima, let's get that out of the way. Where do you think it ranks? What are some things that you've noticed they've changed? How do you feel about these two in conversation with each other?
I think that it's better than Ghost of Tsushima in a lot of ways, but it's hard to compare it straight up because so many of the things are just it's foundational Tsushima established, and this is just it's a true sequel. It's an iteration. It made everything better. There's a lot of mechanics that are the same. There are some mechanics that just like you just have the grapple hook from the start. It's like that was a big thing in Ghost of Tsushima.
That was very nice.
Yeah, but it's like no, you just got it. It's 300 years later. People have grapple hooks. I love.
You say that I don't currently have a grapple hook in my life. I need to get one.
But you could get one.
I could easily get one.
You could get one. There is Amazon. But no, I absolutely love it. I think the most noticeable thing from the first game to this game is how seamlessly they have integrated the discovery and the side missions and everything like that. And just how you discover things and just start different missions. And like you can in the map, like use the map tool to go through and figure out, what your missions are. But that's really not how to play the game. You play the game of just go, and you're going to do something, and you're going to get something that's going to help you, and that's awesome. Yeah. And the vibe of the game is incredible. I really like Atsu. I do think she's like a bit of a like Batman character in that she knows what she wants, and this is how she is. Whereas like Jin had this whole like identity crisis. But I feel like that identity crisis that Jin had in the first game was really written to reflect the different gameplay styles of be a sneaky ninja or be a samurai. And this game really feels like it's more about fighting. And like you can be sneaky, you have that option. But we know that the combat is great, and that's why we give you all these crazy weapons, so you can experience that combat. So I love all the changes. I was thinking that I was going to agree with reviews like, oh, maybe it's an 8.7. I think I'm almost halfway through the game now, and it's probably sitting pretty at a 9.95 for me. Just really good.
I would say I'm in 9 territory as well. Like, I think the difference between Atsu and what's Jin from Ghost One? Jin. Mm-hmm. Like, Jin was raised as a samurai. He was very honorable, and so him breaking who he was, like, you didn't really become a ninja till halfway through the game in that one.
Yeah.
Because he was learning, like, oh, how do I fight dishonorably? Mm-hmm. And the thing I love about Atsu is she's on a revenge quest, so she's instantly like, nah, screw it. Pocket sand, stab. Like,
I don't care.
I don't give a crap. She can grab a sword off of the ground and throw it into someone else for like a pretty
new mechanic. Oh,
such a cool mechanic, and so like dishonorable in a sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not an honorable duel, but she's like, screw you, I got to kill you next. Mm-hmm. I think there's also something about the fact that Atsu is a woman in a time where women are not seen as warriors pretty regularly. I think that adds a layer to it that I really enjoy and makes her sort of like fighting in this style a little bit more. Like she has to go a little bit harder because of just the way that she is. Mm. I think my favorite way to play it is like half stealthy and then half like I kill half people in the camp and then I do that call out thing where you can get everyone else to come and they just show up and they see that everyone else is dead. And then you do your Yotei howl or the wolf howl and terrify them. Like the game flows so authentically well. And I feel like I don't see as many birds as I did in the last game. I feel like most of the time I'd be riding around, also there'd be a bird that would lead me to something. Now, kind of to what you were saying, if I just am going somewhere, I will see something in the world that catches my eye and go towards it.
Yeah.
And like I feel like the game's gotten better about guiding you to things without having to use those external sources.
Yes.
Which I think is incredible. Like they were great at it in the first game, and somehow it became a little bit better.
Yeah, and so like I agree with you. I think that part of the game makes it amazing. But from what a lot of the reviews have been saying is there's people who don't like that, where they feel like it's an open world, but it's linear because it steers you around. And it's like, you can ignore those things if you really want to. You don't have to go to that tree because the bird flew over there. You don't have to go save that guy because he's being mugged. You don't have to play that way. And for me, maybe that's just like a style thing, but I like that the game is directed. And so it does direct you in certain ways. But, you know, my partner has been playing the game as well, and there's like tons of, I'm deeper in the game than she is, but there's tons of like little side missions that I'll be sitting in the living room watching her play, and I'm like, I didn't find that side mission, but she's experiencing that, or she'll be experiencing something at a different point in the game that I've been experiencing in it. And so it's not like you're going down this specific linear path. It's just you're following where you want to go, and it changes that experience a little bit. And so I think the game is really, really good. I think that it's not in, maybe it's not in like a masterfully crafted game. Like it doesn't reach a 10 out of 10 for me. But I think that's just because it doesn't do a lot of new things. It just does a lot of what the original game did, but it just does them so much better than the original game did. So something I wanted to ask you about, and people have been online have been comparing the two, is obviously Assassin's Creed Shadows is being compared to this game a lot. Not just people online, but professional reviewers. The IGN review of Ghost of Yotei compared it directly to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Since you played Assassin's Creed Shadows, how do you think the game compares?
Ghost of Yotei is better, hands down. I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is really cool, but it is still an Assassin's Creed game, which is a little bit more stilted and a little bit more gamified than the Ghost series have been so far. The Ghost series, what we've talked about is their diegetic, like world discovery. Everything is within world. It's all happening in front of you. You don't even really have a HUD most of the times.
Yeah.
And in Assassin's Creed, they make you do all these things of like, okay, you have a hint that there is a person in this area that is of use. And you have to go around and do all this research, like waiting and eavesdropping, which feels assassin-y for sure. But this game just feels more like an epic story playing out where Atsu went and talked to this person, who then brought her to this person. So it's very like flowy, like the actual course of events that would take place.
Yeah, it feels more like a journey rather than a checklist of things that you have to do.
And though this game is, from what I understand, there's more to do in it than there was in Ghost of Tsushima. I think Assassin's Creed really intensively suffers from bloat and any other games. Again, it's all stuff that you could do, but there is also a lot of grinding that you have to do because there are level caps in that game and certain gates that stop you from going to different places.
Right.
So the fact that this one you could kind of walk up and challenge anyone, and provided that you are skilled enough with combat, you can get through it, is, I think, pretty incredible. Yeah, I think the feel of this game is just a lot more, it's a Sony first party game. They have a lot of style when it comes to their games, and this game is just oozing with it.
Yeah, I mean, the style is through the roof. Like, I love the widescreen angle when you're going through the fields. Yeah, and like you think like, oh, that's just going to be the starter area. It's like, no, there's several areas that are like that, and they look so cinematic. It's one of those games that you just want to take screenshots everywhere you go. And so it does have that Sony first party flair of like, hey, we put a lot of work into this, and it just is absolutely freaking gorgeous, and it's a vibe. My partner is playing in the lo-fi mode, the Watanabe mode. And like
that's a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome too, because like you have those lo-fi jams when you're just exploring and everything, but it's intelligent enough to know when to turn that mode off. So it's like if there's dialogue going on, it'll turn the music off, kind of a thing. Or if there's a cutscene going on, it'll turn the music off. If you're in combat, it'll have special music for combat. If you're sneaking, it'll have special sneaking music. And so it's not just like, oh, I'm going to turn on a lo-fi soundtrack. It's going to play the entire time in the background. They actually took the time to be like, this is a mode in which you can play the game. And we've thought about that more than just adding a sound file. So, yeah.
I mean, they did that not only, so they have the Kurosawa mode, which has made a return.
Yep.
Which affects the sound. Things become a little bit more like tinny, like they would in an old film. And they have another, I don't remember the other name.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is Miike. So Mike or Meek,
I think it's Mike.
Mike, sure.
But that is more mud and blood. Like you stay absolutely caked.
Yeah, and
in mud.
The camera is tighter, so it feels more intimate. So like all these modes that they threw in, they're freaking awesome
for free.
Yeah,
here you go. Have some more games.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ghost of Yotei is excellent. I love my horse. I love the different weapons. Which weapon are you enjoying so far? I assume you have all of them at this point.
I do have all of the melee weapons. I
Hmm.
do not have all of the weapons.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean they're all good. I think initially, whenever you get a new weapon, you're kind of like, I don't know if I like this as much.
Hmm.
So like the Odachi was probably that way the most. That's
Hmm.
the giant
The
sword.
heavy sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just because it's a little weird to handle, but once you get used to it, it's like it's just a giant sword. It just does a lot of
Yeah.
damage. So I really like that. But all of the weapons are really unique and cool, and they encourage you to try different things and to
Mhm.
just tackle different situations differently. It's a really good game. I have a
Yeah.
hard time imagining a world where we're going through a game of the years at the end of the year, and this
And
isn't
this isn't not about. Yeah.
like at least a nominee.
Hmm.
So it's just one of those games you just keep when you're doing something else. I'm thinking about playing that game, and that's how you know when a
Yeah.
game's got you. So I'm loving it. I can't wait to play more of it. I'll probably play more today. Uh,
Yeah. Same here. Same
so
here. Okay. So I guess I want to talk about one thing because there was a mission that led me to probably my favorite armor set that I've had.
okay.
Um, either in this game or the last game. Um, and it was following like these bells with this little blue thing. Have you
Yes.
done that one?
Mm-hmm.
That mission was a lot of fun, and like the fight it is great. But there was also so many things that happened from me getting like starting that mission to
Yes.
finishing that mission, and that is what I love so much about this game is I'm like following the wind, and I'm like, oh, this thing, or like the wolf shows up and it's like, hey, I need your help.
Yeah.
It doesn't speak English or Japanese or whatever, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that I love that mission, and I have to give an extra special shout out to Erika Ishii's performance.
Mm-hmm.
They are incredible. I feel so just like attached to Atsu, and like I understand so much about her just on like little facial things that they add in,
Yeah.
and her vocal performance is also well crafted. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I
yeah,
feel like this game is like a little freeing if you're like an ADD gamer. Because the point of it is just to follow your bliss, follow wherever you want to go. And because the fast travel works so freaking well, you don't feel punished that you followed the bird somewhere because you're like,
yeah.
I can fast travel and I'll be there in like literally 2 seconds.
Mhm.
So, yeah, fantastic game. I agree. Fantastic performance. Love Atsu. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to play more. So, all right. Well, we are over time, so that's going to wrap it up for episode 96 of the GGG podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, or excuse me, if you're listening to the audio only version on Spotify or Apple Podcast, you can follow us over there as well. We're probably going to be talking Battlefield next week. I know that's what I anticipate playing, although I got a busy weekend, so I got to find some time. Maybe on Monday I'll get a chance to play. But yeah, excited for that, and excited for the holiday season and all these nice releases. And only 4 more episodes to episode 100, Phil.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That puts us on like a Thanksgiving Day 100. I think.
Exactly.
I don't know.
We'll have a turkey leg, and we'll do it live. All right. Well, you get some rest, Phil. Get better. Enjoy relaxing while you get to play some games this week. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.